Hello, welcome to the Learn American English channel, where you learn naturally so you can speak naturally. In this video, we are going to listen to conversations about buying a motorcycle. This video is divided into two parts, where the characters consult the things to consider in buying a motorcycle and ask a permission to buy a motorcycle. There will be a listening comprehension quiz at the end of each scene. So listen carefully and see if you get all of the questions right. Also, be sure to stay with us until the end of the video. We'll point out important words from the conversations, everyday slang, and the most common way to say things in English. Watch for these words and phrases in the subtitles. You'll find their meanings in the vocabulary section in the last part of the video. Are you excited? This should be fun. First, let's listen to a conversation between Rowan and Axel, as Rowan consults Axel on the things to consider in buying a motorcycle. Let's see how their conversation goes, and don't forget to note the highlighted words for their meanings at the end of this video. Let's dive in.
Hey Axel, I was thinking, I really want to buy a motorcycle, but I don't know where to start.
Oh, really? That's exciting. Riding a motorcycle is a whole new world. Have you ridden one before?
No, not really. I've just rented one on vacation once, but that's it. I felt free on it, you know. Now I want my own.
I get that. The open road, the wind, there's nothing quite like it. But just to be safe, do you know the basics of what you should look for in a bike?
Not exactly. That's why I wanted to ask you, what should I look for first?
Well, first things first, think about your riding style. Do you want a bike for long trips, or just for getting around town?
Mostly for getting around town. I'm not planning any cross-country trips, at least not yet.
Got it. Then maybe look for something light and easy to handle, like a standard bike or a small cruiser. No need for a heavy touring bike if you're just staying in the city.
Makes sense. Anything else?
Definitely. Check the engine size. For a beginner, something between 250cc and 500cc is usually enough. You don't want too much power right off the bat. It can get tricky to control.
Okay, that's good to know. I thought bigger was always better.
Not with bikes. Start small and work your way up. Trust me, you don't want to bite off more than you can chew.
Right. What about safety? I hear a lot about motorcycle accidents.
Yeah, safety is key. Get a good helmet, and I mean a really good one. Don't skimp on that. And consider some good riding gear too, like a jacket with padding, gloves, maybe even boots.
I didn't know all that was necessary, but yeah, better safe than sorry.
Exactly. And also, look up some local motorcycle safety courses. They teach you a lot, especially about handling sudden situations. I think that could be useful for you.
Good idea. I want to feel confident when I'm on the road.
You'll get there. Just don't rush it. Learning to ride well takes time and practice. Once you're comfortable, it'll feel like second nature.
This is great advice, Axel. I didn't realize there was so much to think about.
Happy to help. Buying a motorcycle is a big step, but if you go in prepared, you'll enjoy the ride.
Here are some listening comprehension questions to see how well you understood the conversation between Rowan and Axel. What kind of motorcycle does Rowan want? Rowan wants a motorcycle mostly for getting around town. What engine size does Axel recommend for a beginner? Axel recommends an engine size between 250cc and 500cc for a beginner. What safety gear does Axel suggest Rowan should get? Axel suggests Rowan get a good helmet, a padded jacket, gloves, and possibly boots. So, did you get all the questions correct? Let us know in the comments section. Now let's listen to a conversation between Rowan and his mom as he asks permission to buy a motorcycle. Let's see how their conversation goes, and don't forget to note the highlighted words for their meanings at the end of this video. Let's begin.
Hey, Mom. Do you have a few minutes to talk?
Sure, honey. What's going on?
Well, I've been thinking about something for a while, and I wanted to talk to you about it before I make any decisions.
All right. You're making me curious. What's this big idea of yours?
I want to buy a motorcycle.
A motorcycle? Oh, Rowan, you know how I feel about those. They can be so dangerous.
I know, Mom. That's exactly why I wanted to talk to you first. But I've done a lot of research, and I've thought about it carefully. I wouldn't get anything big or too fast. Just a small bike to start with, something easy to control.
I appreciate that you've thought it through, but, well, you know how much I worry. Motorcycles aren't like cars. You're way more exposed. And have you seen how some people drive these days? It's scary.
Believe me, I understand, but I wouldn't take any risks, and I'd get all the right gear to keep me safe. Like a really good helmet, a jacket with pads, gloves, boots, everything. I'd make sure I'm protected every time I ride.
Why do you want a bike anyway? Why not just stick to a car?
It's not just about transportation, Mom. I want the experience, the feeling of riding in the open air, you know? And honestly, motorcycles are more affordable than cars. They use less.
I get what you're saying, but I can't help thinking of all the what-ifs. You're my son, and that worry's always there.
I totally understand, Mom. That's why I'm not taking this lightly. I'm planning to sign up for a motorcycle safety course before I even buy a bike.
I'm glad you're thinking about getting proper training. But I still worry, even with all of that. You know how I am.
I do, Mom, and I'm really grateful you care so much, but I promise I'll be as careful as possible.
I can see you've really thought this through. I want to support you, but I can't help worrying.
I know you're just looking out for me. I'd feel the same way if I were in your shoes. I just hope you can trust that I'll be safe and responsible.
You're growing up, and I have to trust you'll make good decisions. If you're sure this is something you want, I won't stop you.
Thanks, Mom. I promise I'll keep you updated and stay safe.
That sounds good. Just please, promise me that you'll always ride safely.
You have my word, Mom.
All right. I trust you, Rowan. And I'm proud of you for being so thoughtful about this.
Thanks, Mom. I really appreciate that.
Before we review the key vocabulary from these conversations, here are some listening comprehension questions to see how well you understood the conversation between Rowan and his mom. What does Rowan want to buy? Rowan wants to buy a motorcycle. Why is Rowan's mom worried about him getting a motorcycle? Rowan's mom is worried because motorcycles can be dangerous and expose riders more than cars. What does Rowan plan to do before buying a motorcycle? Rowan plans to take a motorcycle safety course before buying a motorcycle. So, how many questions did you get right? Let us know in the comment section. Now let's review the vocabulary from these conversations. First, we'll review some of the natural-sounding everyday phrases used by native English speakers. Watch the video again after you study the vocabulary words to learn them even better and subscribe to see our other videos. A whole new world. An entirely new experience, usually exciting and unfamiliar. The open road. A metaphor for freedom, especially when traveling or driving. Skimp on. To spend less time or money on something than is needed. To be stingy with it. What ifs. Refers to potential negative possibilities or worries about what might happen. Take this lightly, not treat something as serious or important. Now let's review other key vocabulary. Motorcycle. A two-wheeled vehicle powered by an engine designed for one or two people. Helmet. A hard protective hat that covers your head, worn to protect against injury when riding. Dangerous. Something that has a high risk of causing harm or injury. Gear. Special clothing and equipment worn for safety, like helmets, jackets, gloves, and boots for motorcycling. Updated. Keeping someone informed or giving them new information regularly. Were the conversations relatable? Try using these conversations with your family and friends. Thank you for watching the Learn American English channel, where you learn naturally so you can speak naturally. Please click the like button and subscribe to our channel to see more videos like this one.